Hello, how you guys doing? Hope you're doing well. Hope you having a great time wherever you're at. Come across this video about this young lady that passed away due to her due to her unfortunate circumstances, and there's a certain things about the man that she was with that his character was questioned. And this Ashlee Jena situation, I'm gonna play two of the videos. It's a whole bunch of people videos. I hope these people don't mind. Shout out to AC account commentary, and the next person I'm gonna play. Then I'm gonna give you my input on what's really going on.
And Joe McCann. Now, what happened with this situation is Ashley Robinson, the 31-year-old influencer known for documenting a life of luxury and self-growth, had been celebrating her birthday trip when she was found unconscious in her villa, and later her demise was reported, right? Uh, with no official cause of death released and conflicting accounts emerging, the gap between what is being claimed and what is actually known has quickly turned the case into a global talking point. The trip began as a celebration. They traveled to Zanzibar in early April for her 31st birthday. Just days before her birthday, her fiance Joe McCann proposed during the safari, a moment she shared online with excitement. Now, I'm hearing so many different ways that she was found in that state, and one of them, one of them sticks out a lot. Um, but it's so many conflicting accounts. It's so many conflicting stories on what happened with her, right? But there's no way. There's no way, because Joe McCann, right, is making it look like she did it to herself. Right after, that happened, he went on social media as if nothing happened, right? He went right on social media as nothing happened. But a 31-year-old woman who just got proposed to, right? First of all, before that, going to Zanzibar, going to trip, going to Zanzibar to have a great time, experience nature, experience anywhere else except Miami, right? Getting taken on a trip, somebody else paying for it, right? And on top of that is your birthday, and then being proposed to. That doesn't sound like somebody that's ready to go. Sounds like somebody that's starting a new life. Sounds like somebody that's starting a new chapter. So that doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense at all. Now, here's what I want to talk about. Now, before I say what I'm about to say, it has not been confirmed, or there's nothing pointing at him being charged with anything, right? You know, Zanzibar, the authorities there, they're investigating, but he hasn't been charged. So, he's in a clear as of now. But when it comes to these dynamics, these relationship dynamics, every time you turn around and you do some investigating in your home, every time I do some research, I find this. This is her. Every day, black men wake up and find new ways to embarrass us. The Brad worship. The Brad worship. And they do themselves a disservice because none of them would talk to her and say, hey, listen, why don't you stop worshiping these Brads and just find you a man based off of his merit, based off of his character, based off of his ambitions, based off of his background. Vet him properly. Vet him properly. find situations like this. This is the reason why you find situations like this. See, black men were in the comment section telling her this guy looks off. Yes. Yes. Yes, there were black men in the comment section saying this guy looks off. It's in their eyes. It's in his eyes. They were saying that. They literally were in the comment section saying that. And you know what she took it as? Jealous. We were jealous. Black men are jealous. You know why they were telling her this? Because they seen it happen so many times with the Brad worship. They constantly tell. They don't even with all the vitriol that they have for us, black men are still out there trying to save them, trying to help them, trying to help them navigate through what we call life, trying to help them navigate through certain situations, even relationships that they have nothing to do with. They're trying to protect them, and still, through it all, we get told to mind our business, right? Stay out of it. It has nothing to do with you. And black men are saying, okay, cool. But you demonizing us, they tend to not look at the red flags right in front of them. Oh, she was going in on us. Hold on, let me show you another one. She was going in on us. So right here, right? Uh, a brother from the 305, right? A black man from the 305 from Miami, where she's from, found out that she was from Miami and tried to warn her. He said, hey, this guy, he looks a little off, man. Be careful out there. He didn't say nothing crazy, but this what she respond back. She responds back, ooh, brother, I see 305 in your bio. Let's talk about all the Miami men, not Brad. Right there, look at her. She put right there, not Brad, beating their women still.
Why does the Federal Reserve deny plans for a digital dollar when FedNow infrastructure?
All right, there she is, the Miami quote-unquote influencer, Ashlee Jena, and her rich white older fiance, financier Joe McCain, pictured together. This woman was recently found dead in Tanzania right after her 31st birthday, after this man reportedly proposed to her. Peace and blessings, all praises due to the Most High. This story has got the internet ablaze as it's just hitting the news, where people are saying that they believe that this man, this rich white man, killed her. Let's be honest, that's what people are saying. She was reportedly found in a room by a woman, so where was he at? But that's a whole other story we'll get into later. A lot of people have already done the work, done the research. So I'm going to play you a couple of videos of some people explaining the situation, the history of their relationship. Then I'll be back with some more commentary. Remember, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Just watch.
Hi guys, this story is heartbreaking and it's raising a lot of serious questions. So I see a lot of people talking about it and I wanted to bring it to you guys' attention. This 31-year-old influencer who was popular within the soft life space, Ashlee Jena, was found dead while on vacation in Tanzania. Authorities are investigating and her fiance has reportedly been arrested pending charges. But for right now, everything is still alleged. This story is getting so much attention, and that's because she and her fiance traveled to Tanzania to celebrate her birthday. She even posted a video of them together where you can see him proposing to her on April 3rd. she appeared to be in good spirits. That's why the fact that she was later found dead in her hotel room and her fiance, Joe McCann, claims that she herself does not sit right with her friends and her family. You're saying he's a cold-blooded monster who allegedly murdered her right after proposing on her birthday during their, luxurious vacation. They also claim that she was the one posting him a lot, but when you go on his page, he doesn't really have any pictures of her. He might have reposted what she posted, but he wasn't sharing her as much as she was. So they're saying that she loved him more than he loved her. They also posted some old comments of what people left under her photos whenever she would, post him. As you can see, someone said, "What a dummy, he will kill you." Another person said, "He is going to harm you, get out." Someone else said, "He's going to kill you." Mind you, these comments were from 20 weeks ago, 19 weeks ago, way before this entire situation happened. So I'm not sure why people kept commenting that on her photos. So it's very interesting that people kept saying that he would kill her, and now this happened. So yeah, this whole situation is crazy because her parents are saying that they found out she was dead through passport emergency contacts. So Joe didn't call the family to let them know. They had to find out a different way. Now, I want to be clear again, investigators will determine what actually happened, but this whole situation just sounds fishy because many people who were close to her said that she was very excited about this trip and she was the idol. If you go on her Instagram, she literally said, "Sharing the life I dreamed of." So they said she was excited about life and she was the idol. Now, another reason why this story is trending is because people are now digging up their social media history. Some users found out that her fiance is MAGA. Okay, he's a Trump supporter. If you go on his X account, he's letting people know that they have Trump derangement syndrome. Anyone that doesn't agree with Trump, there's something wrong with them. And on the other side, people are also putting out her history. As you can see, she reposted something that said, "The state of dating black men in 2026. A field report from a successful black woman who refuses to struggle for love." So many people are not happy with that. They're saying she was reposting and talking about things looking down on black men. So now there's this heated conversation happening on social media about relationships, race, and interracial dating. Some people are saying she spoke negatively about black men, while others are saying none of that should matter in this situation like this. Personally, for me, the biggest thing here is that a woman lost her life and her family lost their daughter. So that's a real tragedy. I really hope the family gets justice because this story does not sound right. Okay, it just...
Fair use, that video was used in fair use, and first of all, let me say I have not confirmed that the guy was arrested, but he is definitely suspicious because, as the video said, he didn't even tell her family. They had to find out through passport security or passport emergency services. Now, some other people have done a lot of digging. I'm going to show you parts of that, of this black girl. Like she said, like that video said, she did a lot of posts disparaging black men. One of them said, "Every day I wake up, black men find some way to embarrass us." She said, "Well, I always knew that my babies would be biracial." And she seems to have this daddy fetish. Some people will call her a divester. On the other hand, the guy is a Trump supporter. So that is definitely a match made in hell, if you ask me, because the people were trying to warn her, "Hey, he is going to kill you." But this lady is originally from New Jersey. She moved to Miami because of a quote-unquote bet, and then she began to be what some would call a video vixen. There's an interview you're going to see where she's talking about how she, made videos with Rick Ross, the Migos, Meat Mill, or whatever. And that's how she had her come up. That's how she got some type of traction. And then all of a sudden, this white financier sweeps her off her feet, and then she just hates black men. That is a problem as well. I don't have any problem with someone who wants to date outside of their race or wants to date who they love or whatever. But if your reason for dating the other group of people is the other group of people ain't nothing, that's a problem. And a lot of times, this is how you end up. Just take a listen at this next video that's going to give you a little bit more context to who he is and
also who she is. Just watch.
Nobody wins when the family feels.
Think of Bitcoin almost like a startup. It was around for roughly 15 years, and then it went public with its ETF, right? So in 2024, it was the IPO for Bitcoin. After that first year, it kind of turned into this semi-boring kind of enterprisey business.
Oh, shit. All right. Question number 3. What's your favorite song about it?
Inside Parts of the Tristan.
That's the song.
That's gonna give you a baby.
Okay.
You want to let
All right, question number 4. What's your go-to ghosting?
go to ghosting method.
Just, like you tell me.
If I'm not a big advocate of ghosting, but if I were to ghost, I'm just not gonna answer at all. Like you're just gonna be like, I'm gonna let you watch all my stories, I'm gonna block you like that. Like I'm just not gonna answer. That's it.
Fam, this video might spark some real debates in the comment section. And once I got more information last night, I knew it was something I had to bring to you guys before the end of this weekend. 1, to shine light on what happened, but more importantly, to make sure this young woman get the justice she deserves. Now, I already know how the internet works. People are going to jump in the comments and start making their own assumptions. Some based on the details, some based on the fact that this involves a biracial relationship. But today, we're going to focus on the facts. Within the last 24 hours, a young woman from New Jersey who had recently moved to Miami to pursue a career as a video vixen tragically lost her life. And this happened shortly after she celebrated a vacation with her boyfriend. Now, that boyfriend, who is reportedly older, is the one who called the police. But now, according to people close to this situation, has recently been arrested. A situation where some say was very controlling. And now authorities believe the circumstances around her death may not be random at all. Today, we want to break this entire situation down. We'll go over who she was, who he is, and why police have now made an arrest. And why this story, despite how serious it is, has somehow managed to stay under the radar. Fam, everything about this video is eerie. The word of today is isometric. Now, isometric describes objects, systems, or process that lack symmetry, meaning they are not identical on both sides of a central line, irregular in shape, or unbalanced. An example is when one party in a transaction possesses more information than the other, it's asymmetric information. Because that's what a man identified as Joe McCain, a man who graduated Portland State University, founder and CEO and CIO of Asymmetric, a modern-day crypto fund. Now, according to Joe's LinkedIn account, Asymmetric is backed by Mark Anderson, Chris Dixon, and Circle Inc., as well as the founders of Solana, Multicoin, Coin Fund, and many other reputable investors and entrepreneurs. He's a man that deals with cryptocurrency and its platforms. He pretty much considers himself a master at isometric information, cryptocurrency, and now even maybe in his relationship.
Joe McCann built Asymmetric into the top-ranked fund globally in 2024.
Now, Joe has been in a public relationship. And 22 weeks ago, his girlfriend posted a picture of the two, and a comment stuck out. Looking back 19 weeks later, the person wrote, "What a dummy. He will keep you, one the slave owner." And that woman is identified as Ashlee Jena, a divestor, influencer. And she had recently celebrated her birthday, April 5th, 2026. She went to Tanzania with her boyfriend. This was her last photo. And unfortunately, she lost her life shortly after. But before we get to that, let's talk about her and how she was recently engaged just 1 week prior, and her alleged fiance was tweeting about crypto instead of the demise of his alleged soon-to-be wife.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's your girl Toria, and today we have a badass bit. Let me stop. We have a very special guest in the building. We have Miss Ashlee. So, of course, thank you, sis, for joining us. If you could tell us, who is Ashlee? Who are you? What do you do?
Wow. I'm Ashlee. I'm 25. I'm originally from New Jersey. Moved to Miami last year because I lost a bet, and now we're here. I'm not on full time, and let's blame COVID for that. But I think it's a good name. You know?
Wait a minute. You moved here because you lost a bet?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's a great bet to lose. Baby, your career just took off. It was to go.
It was the best, worst bet that I could.
Can you tell us about the bet?
So my best friend got a job here. We both lived in New Jersey, and she was like, you know what? Can you try a job with me? I don't want to make the drive by myself. It's 18 hours when I fall asleep in the wheels. It's short. I got you. Love you, best friend. Woo woo. So we end up doing the drive. We get here on Saturday. My flight back home is supposed to be on a Monday, and she says, "I have a bet for you." And for some odd reason, I can't turn down the bet.
conflicts? What are some of the best conflicts that you worked on so far?
I would say my favorites are probably the Freddie Gibbs and Rick Ross video I did for Scotty B. Just because I really, really like the message behind it. It was a critique of the Black Lives Matter movement. It was just a really impactful video. Now, the more fun and lighthearted side, I would say, would be the Migos video I did, which actually hasn't dropped yet, but they have a lot of new music coming, and the videos that we did were insane for that. So it's probably one of my favorites for my mix.
Okay, cool. You heard that. Rick Ross, Migos, what else you got?
Oh, God. Rick Ross, Migos, I've done Meek, I've done, God, I can't remember at this point.
I'm like, the list just goes, yeah.
So now we know who Joe is, a well-off CEO, and Ashlee, a woman who moved from New Jersey to Miami to pursue her career. On April 1st, 2026, Joe had proposed to Ashlee while the two was out of the country. Shortly after, 3 days later, Ashlee would celebrate her 31st birthday. Now, I wanted to make sure that we see the timeline of events because this is a young woman in her eyes that's living her dreams. For her birthday, she went to Twitter and posted some photos while in Tanzania with the caption, Chapter 31, and I'm exactly where I need to be. Her fiance responded with me. She responded forever with a heart emoji. But shortly after, there was reports that a woman of an unknown identity was found dead with a cloth tied around her face in a room at a guest house. It was later confirmed to be Ashlee. She rests in peace and love and condolences to her family. It was set up to look like a suicide, but it seemed that wasn't the case. Within the last 24 hours, about a week later, her friend had went to social media to ask for the public's help. She quoted, "We need justice for my friend Ashlee Jena, was found dead in her hotel in Tanzania, and her fiance Joe McCain claimed she herself. Anyone who knows Ash knows she would never commit. We need answers now." Can you imagine losing your fiance out the country and letting her do something that takes quite some time, and you wasn't there to protect that? We all know that's damn near not true. So I went to Joe's social media to see if he had anything to say about this. And this man ain't writing nothing but retweeting people who got inspired about his alleged work with cryptocurrency. A man who allegedly just lost his soon-to-be wife. Can you imagine that? No rest in peace, not even a happy birthday on her post. Just simply with me. There's been reports that he's been arrested. I can't confirm or deny those allegations, but as more develop, I keep you guys updated. At the very bare minimum, it was important for me to at least use my platform.
I'm gonna go ahead and cut this short. And condolences to the family. But I want to basically address this to some of our people. Well, start with the women, because there's some black men that do this too. When you pick a mate, when you pick somebody who you're going to spend the rest of your life with, whether it's in the United States or whether it's overseas, it takes some time to really get to know somebody. And I like what AC said at, you need to bring them around to see, and your family, your friends can kind of give you a warning, but just when it comes to, and this person could be of a same race. But one thing I noticed about some black women, who have these relationships, I don't know if it comes from past time, from watching TV, just fantasizing by being with a man you find appealing, opposite of your men, and think that you're going to hit the goal. And it's one thing when you meet a man, pick the character of the man, not the color. And it's, some black men, we can learn from this too when we picking a woman. Pick the character of a person. Don't pick the color. Because if you base it off of a fantasy or a fetish, those relationships are not going to last. And you never know. This guy is very cold-hearted. So they was able to discern that all he's concerned, his character, it was the flaws were there. All he is consumed is being self-centered, all around himself. in his product. So he didn't even have a love to love another person, but love himself. And, it's too bad Ashlee didn't really able to catch that. That this man didn't, but you go so caught up in the fantasy and having from what she wrote in her post. Can I tell you something? And about having interracial children of an interracial relationship. If you don't have a strong individual and your mate is of the opposite race, when you step away from your child, you got to go to work. You don't know what, and particularly, I know how some of our people is. We may adapt a little bit more, but if you get with the white family, and they have some bad experiences with a black person, the first thing they use is racially ambiguous terms to describe black people in a non-disrespecting way. And then when you have children, your children being part black and part white gonna have to encounter that. The insensitive jokes, or they're gonna have to pick and choose. But even if they pick and choose to be cut off, just be with the white. Among them white people, they're gonna still give them a hard time. They're gonna use sarcastic jokes, stereotypes to your child, and they have no qualms of doing it. So, and your child might come home crying. It can probably go there, but this is what I think, and the reason why I know this is that even when that individual chooses that mate as a particular spouse, the family is something else, because they don't really adjust right away. So, because your closest friends and family means a lot, and when you as a black person go among people of a different race, you're going to see what I'm talking about. If that person who you with ain't strong, they're going to put you out to dry. Black men are not jealous at you for picking a white man or Hispanic man. They were looking out for you, because when men get around other men, we know the characteristics of a man. It could have been a black man who could have been psychotic. Say, hey, something wrong with this dude. You got to stop doing that, because you put yourself like that. When a man, it's just like, for example, if I had a woman of a different race and something was wrong with her character, and my sister or my mother or someone close to me is trying to tell me something don't look right, I'm going to at least think about take note. And that's not, well, you just jealous because she ain't a black woman. No, I'm just going to sit back and really think. And this is when it comes to your man, there are some black men that really love and care because you're a part of us. I just don't understand that. And it's like ain't no one mocking that this young woman had passed away. But why is it that, you don't see that it's hey, we don't care what you do, but don't put down your men thinking that's going to solve anything, because you got another obstacle over on that white side. and you're gonna have to leave a part of yourself, a party who your makeup, your DNA to go into their DNA, their actions, their personality. Because you can't be like the same personality you around your own people. In some cases, you change up. I've seen this with black women, with white men. Some of them. The whole personality change up. And it may be safe out there. And I'm sure you got a few friends and things like that. And God bless you if it's like that out there. But when we're trying to tell you something, it's only that black men love you. There are. But you take it to a whole different stream and compare Brad to this. And I'm telling the reality of it is, we got to stop fetishing somebody of a different race. Thinking that, oh, it's going to be better over here. At the end of the day, they're a person. I can tell you, when you've been around enough people of the opposite race, you're going to see a difference what I'm talking about. And there will be some white people that might come and hear this video and can confirm that it might be uncomfortable, because some people, when they get into a certain atmosphere, when it's you're the one out of many, they're going to say some things because they feel like they've been emboldened to. They might even use the N-word right in you can be the only black person in the house, and they'll use the N-word right in the house. They might use a certain terminology. You be like, dang, I don't believe they said something like that. Yeah. So, but that sounds like he would have come, if he was a MAGA, that's what kind of people he was. He was just having you as a fetish. He didn't really love her. He didn't really love that woman. He loved the attractiveness and whatever his fantasy mind was, but he didn't love her as an individual. And the black men saw that, because men see that, and we get around and we talk about each other. We see that when there's a difference between trying to love somebody and somebody looking to you as a fetish. Or you just happen to be that then when reality kicks in and you bring a family into that union, this is going to happen. If you're not strong enough at the interracial couple, your child gonna bear it. They're not gonna like the black side of themselves. They're gonna have contact and know that part of their bloodline is the black side, or if it's in the black side or the white side. And from what I have been around white people who comfortably just say anything, when you're the only black person, you find the true. They can't hide what they truly feel when they get among each other. Some of them do. And maybe one or two people might stand up and say, you need to cut that out. Stop it. You might find one. But the other ones might laugh and giggle and say, I don't see any problem with it. And we got to stop looking at people as people. Not as, whether it's in the bedroom or whatever stereotype, whatever it is, or whatever fancy we assume that a person, not every, and I'm going to say this, not every black person ain't the same, not every white person ain't the same. Not every white person is kind, open-minded, down with you. No. Not every white person. We meet 2 or 3 people and we think that that's it. That's just those 2 or 3 people. They ain't including about the 5, 6 that could be in that family. And they ain't saying nothing. And this is the truth. They married the character, not the color. I can tell you, I dated white women with mixed children. They're part from a black man. One time, I went to this house. I got the invisible treatment, and I can tell that family didn't. I'm like, oh, she probably didn't. Like she brought another one of these black men over here. This is the thing they don't tell you. This was a white woman, and the racial hurling that they passed down to the generation of the kids. I dated a woman who was part black and part white. I seen what she go through, and of course she lived with her mom, who was the white side of the family, and that woman caught hell. Down there, she lived down in the bottom of Kentucky, one of the most racist towns down there, and they trying to play it off, but when I talked to some of the black people that were from Kentucky, they said, oh yeah, it was a sundown town down there. You know, there's some white people that say, yeah, it was sundown, but you got the what hurt, but she was like, no, it's the same way, and they're going to deny. When clearly there was a few people that told me, yes, that's why they had to move from that part of Kentucky. And I'm just saying as a black man, when you get into that relationship, you know, in the same way black women listen to me, make sure you date the character, not the color. Make sure that person who is white is going to stand by you. That's going to love you for you, like your family. That know how to love you for you, not for your skin or your stereotype. And meanwhile, they can practice their MAGA, which everybody know what MAGA is. You see how look at his character, and this should be a lesson to some black women. When you get with another man of a different race, while you demonizing your race, look at the man's character before you fantasize his color, because sometimes the reality it weighs out the fantasy. Same way with some of us black men, we gotta do the same way. When you pick someone, make sure that woman love you for you. She know how to love you for you, not because I got me a black man. Then once the fantasy's over, that's it. And we should do the same thing, not looking at other people. You know, my family goes out to her, but I play this video because it told a story. So I hope she gets justice. If he did it, it's a shame. But ladies, be careful what kind of man you get with, regardless of race, color, and creed. Don't get caught up with the looks. Don't get caught up with the fantasy. Listen to your family when they're trying to bring you into reality, because reality is going to pop his head. Take care, be blessed. See you on the next video.